All right, so now that I've got discussing jerseys over with, I hope, and not me buying them, but just where to buy them and what to do, yada yada yada. For the record, this came through Sport Check. I got this for half price because it's last year's design, not this year's. I like last year's design better. Not the striping, but I like the colors. Now, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh signs Zack Aston-Reese, whose name sounds very blue bloodish. Very, I come from Connecticut. My dad owns a couple of businesses in Santa Monica. You know, college free agents are tough. Edmonton fans will tell me Kajula is this fantastic center, and that's fine. But I remember a lot of hype around Kajula before he was signed. Where's Kajula going to go? Canuck fans were upset when he didn't sign in Vancouver. I honestly find that most college free agent signings are overhyped. The question of was Jimmy VC overhyped comes up. Maybe. I had him pegged for 20 to 25 goals this year. Last I checked, he had 14. I think he's been fine. The one thing with college free agents, as opposed to your entry draft guys, what you get with a college free agent is usually what you get. There's not a lot of depth, not a lot of upside. They are what they are. Matt Gilroy comes to mind with that. Matt Gilroy came into the league with a lot of um, hype, and he was certainly good for the first while, and then it fell off. That's not unusual. There is something to be said for the fact that American players are getting better and that these college free agents should conceivably be better. But when a guy's 22 and he's coming into the league, I don't get as excited as I do about some of the 18-year-olds. Because again, that's, it's a 4-year difference. They're 4 years more experienced, 4 years older. They're more game ready for an NHL game. They're not necessarily ready for the grind of the NHL schedule. The NHL schedule is quite different from what they're going to have in a university game. But the maturity helps. So you're not going to have some of the off ice issues, I don't think, that you'd have with the junior age kids when they come up. But I have a hard time getting really excited about this signing, and this is the thing. Pittsburgh doesn't have a lot of room up front for this kid. I know there are expiring contracts. There are guys they can move out. I don't know if he's more than third line. He could be second. He could be fourth. He could be headed for Wilkes-Barre. It is a crapshoot with college free agents. Um, I remember Christian Hansen when he signed in Toronto. Oh, this kid's going to be great, and it just didn't work. And it's not that the team overhypes players. Like for instance, there was a lot made of the fact that Aston-Reese had a lot of teams interested in him. They're free agents. Of course, there's a lot of teams interested in them. They're young free agents, and they sign entry-level contracts. So of course, teams are going to be interested. It's a free prospect. So you're going to have 4 or 5 teams up front that are like, okay, we'll pay him this much. I wouldn't be too upset if one of my teams was in the running and didn't get him, as rumored to be that Vancouver was in the running and didn't get him. I remember when I think it was Mike Zalewski signed in Vancouver, and people were like, "Oh, hey, we got a free agent and out of the NCAA." It's a tough call. It's sort of like signing the overagers out of the Ontario Hockey League or the WHL. It's nice to have that depth in your organization. It's nice to have that player, but there's no guarantee he becomes anything more than whatever he is now. Let's see. So Aston-Reese, not to be confused with Aston Martin. He is the leading scorer for the NCAA, which is important. He scored 63 points in 38 games this year. He had 43 in 41 games last year. His goals jumped from 14 to 31. Plays for Northeastern University. One of the things that was talked about is the fact that one of his teammates / line mates is Adam Gaudette, who is a prospect for the Vancouver Canucks, who I believe is not yet signed with the Vancouver Canucks. 19-year-old. But Aston-Reese is 6 points ahead of his next highest rated scorer, plus minus plus 13, born in Staten Island, New York. I don't think anybody should be surprised when an American player signs with an American team. I think it's not a given, but it's highly likely that the American free agents are going to want to sign with the American team. In his case, he plays Hockey East. Signing in Pittsburgh makes sense because they're the Stanley Cup champs. He's likely grown up watching them win numerous Stanley Cups, and he wants to be a part of that. And Pittsburgh is usually a team that's strapped. It's right at the cap. And so his signing may be with the idea of, okay, these guys are always at the cap, and maybe I can get some ice time because they're going to need to play some cheap players. I can be that cheap player. My knowledge of Reese is limited. Every year this happens, you see these guys come up, NCAA free agents, and everybody's like, oh, what about this guy? Never heard of him. And this one's no different. 6 foot tall, so his height is probably a little below the NHL average, maybe an inch or two, doesn't matter. 205 pounds, can handle himself in all likelihood. Born August 10th, 1994, so he's 22 years old. He turns 23 on August. Whatever he is, whatever Pittsburgh gets right now is likely what he is. It's not like, for instance, in Vancouver, in Calgary, you can look at Sam Bennett. He's having a drawback of a season. He's not putting up those same totals that he normally does. You can look at that and go, well, he can bounce back next year. And he can. And Sam Bennett next year can take all kinds of strides, score 55, 60 points, and everybody forgets about the down sophomore year. It's the sophomore jinx. College free agents in general, when they sign, if they have that down year, it's Matt Gilroy. College free agents, if they have a really good first year and then they have a pretty poor second year, it's usually a case of the NHL figures out their weakness or weaknesses and keys on that. So, if you're a Penguins fan, should you be excited? I don't know if excited is the right word. You should be excited as a Penguins fan all the time because you have Crosby, you have Malkin, who are still in their prime. You have Letang. You have this new goalie in Matt Murray, who's replacing a pretty fantastic goalie in Marc-Andre Fleury. And you always have prospects coming up, Jake Gensel being the most recent one. But, Russ coming up last year in the playoffs and Sheary coming up in the playoffs. Aston-Reese, likely another one of those guys. He's likely another player that they'll truck out there and see how he does in all situations. The nice thing with playing in Pittsburgh is you will get a chance to play with Crosby if you're any good. Connor Sheary comes in as a rookie and plays with Crosby. Insane. Biggest underdog story ever. Pittsburgh can make an average NHL forward look good, and it can make a guy with half-decent scoring instincts look really good. Just get to the right spot on the ice and wait for the pass from Sid, or know where to pass the puck on the ice for Sid to get it. That's really all it takes. Am I oversimplifying? Yeah, to some extent I am. But this is the game. This is the NCAA free agent. Teams love him because it's a free prospect. His contract doesn't kick in until next year. And it's just 1 out of 50 contracts. There's no risk here. It's a no-risk signing. If he doesn't pan out, oh well. You have tons of other things you can do. And he's not eating a lot of your cap space. So it'll be interesting to know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, this is a nice signing for Pittsburgh. I see it as a depth guy up front for now, and maybe he becomes more later, but I don't think so. I think he's, as most college free agents are, he's an added piece, and his upside is wherever he is right now. So let me know in the comments below where or if you think I'm wrong. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. We've passed 3,000. We're flying past 3,000, and I see goals on the close horizon now. I can almost grab them. And this video is another step in that direction. So join the band, hop on the train, and come with us as I talk about all 30 teams, including this signing, Zachary Aston-Reese, or Czar. Z-A-R. I like that, Czar. Now, if somehow there were 3 other initials that spelled Zartan, that'd be awesome. Because he just changed his name to Zartan. And then I would be talking about how he's going to score 200 points, because nobody fucks with Zartan. All right, that's it for me for now. I will be back discussing more hockey-related topics before the night is out. Stay tuned for that. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon.